Okay. Share my screen. Okay, let's see. Looking good. Yes, okay. All right, gentlemen. So welcome. This is it. All right, you've made it, right? This is it. You're pretty much done. Right. So first I want to say I am proud of you guys, all right? This isn't an easy thing to do, right? Because to do a remote class, you have to have some sort of discipline. Like most of it is on you. Like I just make myself available to answer the questions and make, kind of set up the playing field, but you devise a plan and you get it done, right? As long as you get it done, the rest of it is okay. Like at the end of the day, it's really okay. So today is the last day that I'm going to take attendance. So then, your final exam should become available this upcoming Sunday at 11:11 a.m. It's due the following Friday at 11:59 p.m. So that's a week from this Friday. That Friday, which is the 9th, I think it is, a week from this Friday, that's the hard deadline. So not only is your final exam due, but everything is due. And so I'll start calculating grades a week from this Saturday. And during the final exam week, which is next week on Monday and Wednesday, I more than likely will be on the Zoom call. I'll probably be gaming if you either want to watch me stream or if you just have questions for me. I'll be there. I'll just be there to just kind of answer questions. I'm just really just making myself available so you guys can find me if you have questions or anything. So what I was thinking today is that we can go through as much of exam 3 together as possible, right? As we can. And obviously there's a few sections after exam 3, but we're just going to do the best that we can. Okay. We got some more people. Okay. All right. So if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the last official day of class. This is the last time I'm going to take attendance. So you're not obligated to show up next week. I'm just going to make myself available during class time next week. I'll probably be on the Zoom from like 9 to 5 on Monday and Wednesday. Your final exam should become available this upcoming Sunday at 11:11 a.m. and is due the following Friday at 11:59 p.m., right? So that's the hard deadline. Not only is the final exam due, but everything is due. And again, I'll do the best I can to make myself available on Monday and Wednesday next week. You're not obligated to attend. I'm just going to be on the call. More than likely, I'll probably be gaming. I might stream my game if it's not too laggy. Maybe I might even do like a different little bit setup, but that wasn't really working for me in the past. So we'll see. I'll figure that out a little bit later. But I might just do a gaming stream just to be able to answer questions and make myself available. Okay, so let's take some time today to go through as many of the ladder material as possible. So we're looking here at exam 3, and we're asked to identify the graph of the quadratic function, right? So it's just a parabola that was vertically compressed by a factor of 8 and then flipped vertically, right? So it's upside down. So it has to be A or C, and we did not move up or down. So then it has to be A. Let's go with A and on to the next one. Find a quadratic function of this form that passes through this point. So when x is 3, 3 squared is 9, 18 divided by 9 is -2, all right? So here we're going to put -2x squared, right? 9 times -2 is -18. Okay, on to the next one. That has the vertex here and passes through this point. Okay, so if we're working with a quadratic, it's probably a good idea to use the standard form of a quadratic, which is going to be a times x minus h squared plus k, all right? Where the h comma k are the coordinates of our vertex. So I don't think we know what a is just yet. So I'm going to let the a persist. Let's see, it passes through the point 2 and 16. So when x is 2, so I'm gonna put 2 minus, our h is 0 squared, okay? And then our k is also 0, okay? This should equal 16. I'm just taking my notes here, okay? So 2 squared is 4, so then ultimately we have 4a equals 16, so that means a equals 4, okay? So if a is 4, we're gonna have 4 times x minus 0 squared plus 0, right? So I think that's it. So notice that when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 2, 2 squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So then we're good to go here, okay? Let's go on to the next one. I graph the function by writing it in standard form, okay? So in standard form, we really should be doing completing the square. So for completing the square, the first thing is the leading coefficient has to be a 1, and it is a 1. Then we do b over 2 squared, plus or minus, right? So b in this case is -8. -8 over 2 is -4. Squared is 16. So we're saying plus 16 minus 16. So then that factors into x minus 4, right? Parentheses, x minus 4 squared. And then plus minus, right? Minus 16. And that should be y equals. Okay. So again, that was just completing the square. That's how I generated this. I used the technique of completing the square. So if you're not completely sure of how I did this, just do a quick search on how to complete the square and then mimic what they did. And that's how I did this. To graph this function, so now in this form, we can use transformations, right? All it is a parabola that goes right 4 and down 16. So 4 units, 4 units to the right, four units to the right, and 16 units down. Okay. I want to keep that visible. So it's just a parabola that goes to the right by 4. Okay. Horizontal, we go right 4 and down 16. Oh, that's the wrong way. Okay, save. Oh, nope, it looks like we did not go right 4. Okay. So right 4 and down 16, okay? The vertex is 4, -16. 4, -16. Axis of symmetry is the x coordinate of the vertex. So that's going to be x equals 4. X-intercepts, I'm just going to look at the graph. It looks like it's 0 and 8. No, you're not going to work for me. That's okay. 0 and 8. Okay. The y-intercept is the origin. 0, and I think that's everything. Okay. I'll check on you guys in Zoom at the 15-minute mark in about 4.5 minutes. Right. Write the given function in standard form. Okay, so let's take some notes on this one. This was a little bit more involved. So I'm going to go to about here is good and like about there. Screenshot. Okay, hit done and copy and delete. Let's hop over here. Let's paste. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is what we're working. All right. So this was a little bit more involved for completing the square, right? So let's get a copy of the original. We got this 4x squared minus 32x plus 69, okay? So, that's gonna, okay. Now, again, the first thing is the leading coefficient needs to be a 1, right? So we need to factor out that 4. Earlier, I got lucky because this happened to be divisible by my leading coefficient, but in this case, it is not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to factor out 4 from these first 2 terms, okay? So then I'm going to rewrite this 4 times x squared, what is that, 8x? And then I'm just going to leave this 69 over here, okay? So now, if we just focus on the part inside the parentheses, we can do completing the square. So completing the square, what we do is we're going to say plus b over 2 squared and minus b over 2 squared. We're adding 0 in the form of b over 2 squared. So our b in this case is going to be what, the -8. So we're going to say plus -8 over 2 squared and minus -8 over 2 squared. So we're just adding 0 in this form, right? 0 doesn't change the answer, it just changes the form. So then the 4 is going to persist. It's x squared minus 8x. -8 divided by 2 is -4. Squared is a positive 16. And then minus 16, all right? So that's, we're really saying we're adding 0 in that form. Okay. So then I want to pull that -16 outside the parentheses, but I need to multiply it by 4, okay? So this is going to be the same as, we got x squared minus 8x plus 16, and then we're going to say minus 40 plus 24 is 64. Okay, and again, if anything is not clear, feel free to unmute yourself, okay? So then now what's left in the parentheses, we should be able to factor it. That's the whole point of completing the square. So then it's going to be x minus 4 squared. What is that, 5? So plus 5. Okay. So in this form, this tells us that we have a parabola. We go right 4, we stretch vertically by a factor of 4, and then we go up 5. Okay. Submit this one, then I'll check you guys' Zoom. Right 4, stretch by 4, and then up by 5. Okay. Standard form. So we're going to have y equals 4x minus 4 quantity squared plus 5. Okay. We could check if we fold and expand it out, we should get back to the original. Let me see, x squared minus 8x plus 16, but then you got to distribute the 4 and combine like terms. I think we're good, or I'm gonna go with it. Okay. So then to graph, what I'm gonna do, click on my tool, and I just clicked anywhere we don't want it reflected. Okay, so I can see my standard form. So I always say we go right 4. So I'm gonna slide this over to 4. Stretch by vertically by a factor of 4. Okay. And then go up 5. Vertical shift 5. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay. So the vertex is at 4, 5. Okay. Axis of symmetry is x equals 4. Oh, I was doing that thing again. X equals 4. Let's see, it won't just let me tab. X-intercepts, there are no x-intercepts. Notice we went, it's a U-shaped curve opening upward. We went right and up into quadrant 1. So there are no x-intercepts. The y-intercept, if we said x0, is going to be 69. Okay, 69. I think that's it. Okay. Let me check on you guys' Zoom. Oh, we got a lot. Okay. this one. Ooh. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. So for this equation, it says determine whether the graph opens up or down, right? So the leading coefficient is a +1. So that means that the graph opens up, okay? The vertex, so to jump straight to the vertex, the x-coordinate of the vertex is going to be -b/2a. So it's 2/2, which is 1. And then if you pass 1 through the function to get your y, 1 minus 2 is -1. So then we get -16. Okay. Axis of symmetry is the x-coordinate of the vertex, which is 1. Okay. X-intercepts, let's see, 5 and 3, -5 and +3. So then it's 5 and -3, right? So then -3, 5. And let's just check really quickly. So then 9 plus 6 is 15, minus 15 is 0. 25 minus 10 is 15. Yeah, right? So these two make y 0. And then the y-intercept, if you say x is 0, is going to be -15. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to plot what we have, those 3 points. Let me see. So let me pull up my vertex because we just found vertex. The vertex was 1, -16. Oh, here it is. Cool. Nope, not that one. No. Let's just, okay. I'll move these points. So the vertex, we said was 1, -16. I think that's it. Okay. And what was our y-intercept? Our y-intercept was -15. What was our x-intercept? -3. Let's do the -3 for that. It's a little bit easier. Nope. Nope. I think that looks good, right? Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm checking you guys' Zoom. Oh, okay, yeah. So today is our final day of class. For the YouTube, it's on Blackboard. There's a link on our Blackboard page. You can search for Beautiful Mind Pfeiffer. It's really basic. It's no icon or anything. It's like a purple. It's just purple. All right, but the link is in our Blackboard page, or you can search for Beautiful Mind Pfeiffer. I think that'll come up too. Okay, let's keep going.
Excuse me, I have another question.
Yes.
When is our final?
So the final will become available this upcoming Sunday at 11:11 a.m. and is due the following Friday at 11:59 p.m.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Also, during the week of finals, I will more than likely be available. I'll just be on the Zoom call. Today is the last day I'm taking attendance, so you're not obligated to attend next week. I was just going to be available. More than likely, I'll probably be gaming and streaming. But, you can always come on there to, if you have questions, any last-minute questions or anything next week during the final. Okay, I'm going to plug this thing in. Let's see. It says a quadratic function is given below. Does it have a max value or a min value? Okay, so we know it's a U-shaped curve and the leading coefficient is negative. So it's a U-shaped curve with a negative leading coefficient. That means it opens downward. So that means we have a maximum value. It has a max value. What is the minimum or maximum value? So that's going to occur at the vertex, right? The x-coordinate of the vertex is going to be found by doing negative b over 2a, okay? So if we did negative b over 2a, it's going to be negative 24 over negative 6. It's going to be what, 4? So the x-coordinate is 4. So then when x is 4, hey Siri, what's negative 3 times 4 squared plus 24 times 4 minus 46?
Negative 3 times 4 squared plus 24 times 4 minus 46 is 2.
2. It's 2. Okay. So we basically plugged in the x-coordinate of the vertex. So it looks like that y is 2. The range, so if this is a max value, that means the highest it goes is 2, and it goes down, right? Because this opens downward. Interval notation. So the very bottom is negative infinity. The very top is 2, and we can put a square bracket. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Does a quadratic function f have a min value or a max value? Again, a negative leading coefficient, so it opens down, so it should have a max value. What is the min or max value? So it's going to occur at the vertex. So again, the x-coordinate of the vertex is negative b over 2a. So negative 20 over negative 4 is a positive 5. So then when x is 5, 25 times 2 is negative 50 plus 100. So we're at positive 50, and then minus 53 is negative 3. So if this opens down, kind of the same kind of deal, right? The range, parentheses, is negative infinity to negative 3, and we're going to use a bracket. Okay. Oh, I just missed 222. That's okay. On to the next one. Let's see. If a baseball is projected upward from the ground level with an initial velocity of 128 feet per second, then its height is a function of time given by this. What is the maximum height reached by the ball? I know, she always gets it like a minute later. What is the maximum height reached by the ball? So again, we have a U-shaped curve that opens downward. So that means we should have a max. It's going to occur at the vertex. So the x-coordinate of the vertex is negative b over 2a. So negative 128 divided by negative 32. Hey Siri, what's 128 divided by 32?
128 divided by 32 is 4.
4, right? So that means the max height should occur after, what is this, 4 seconds, right? So then when at 4 seconds, the height is, hey Siri, what's negative 16 times 4 squared plus 128 times 4?
Negative 16 times 4 squared plus 128 times 4 is 256.
256 feet, right? These are reasonable. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let me check on you guys in Zoom. Good, okay. All right, explain why the function is not a polynomial function, right? Because of the presence of the absolute value. Not that one, yeah, the presence of absolute value, all right? That's the only one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Determine whether the function is a polynomial. It is, right? If it is, state the degree. So the degree of a polynomial is the highest power. It's a polynomial of degree 4, right? Yeah. Is the graph to the right a polynomial function? We're going to say no. Because some properties of polynomial functions, it has to be a smooth, continuous, unbroken curve, right? So this curve has asymptotes everywhere, so it's not a polynomial. It has breaks and all the stuff, so it's not the graph of a polynomial. For the polynomial function below, list the 0 and its multiplicity to determine whether the graph crosses the x-axis or touches, right? So this is multiplicity. So type the zeros. Okay, so fortunately, this is already factored, right? If we were to set to 0 and solve, we would use a 0 factor property. So in other words, you would say x minus 4 equals 0, you get 4. X plus 2 equals 0, you get negative 2. So then we get 4 and negative 2. 4 comma negative 2. Do any of you guys stream? Like, I'm curious. Like, does anybody, do you or a friend, like, do y'all do like live streams? Because I've tried using OBS. It might be my equipment. I might just need some more powerful equipment, but I don't know. It was just like laggy. Like whenever I stream, it always lags, and I'm like, maybe I probably just need a new device or something. I don't know. I still don't know like the nuances, but I really think I need like better equipment. I mean, I have good equipment. It's just I can't figure out how to get a smooth, clean stream. Only thing I could think is like better equipment, but that's neither here nor there. What's the multiplicity? And see, they give us the zeros. That's so wild, right? The next set of questions. What's the multiplicity of 4? So the multiplicity is going to be the power on the binomial, right? So the power on the x minus 4 is a 1. So the multiplicity is a 1 for that one. Let's try that again. I was doing that thing. So that's a 1. What's the multiplicity of negative 2? That one is going to be 2, right? Because of the squared. So then with 4 having an odd multiplicity, that means it's going to cross the x-axis at that 0, right? When it has an odd multiplicity, it crosses. When it has an even multiplicity, it bounces and turns around, okay? So what does the graph do when x is 4? It's going to cross the x-axis. And negative 2 is going to touch and turn around or bounce off the x-axis, okay? Plug this thing in. I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally excited. I'm ready for the holiday season. I'm not really one to celebrate holidays, but I do enjoy spending time with like loved ones and family. And like everything just changes like so drastically out of nowhere. Like one minute, you're just like, everything is normal, everybody's there, and then you blink your eyes and just people start waking up dead. Like loved ones. You're like, God. And it's just like out of nowhere. Just random, So I've always been one that just really appreciate quality time with friends and family and like loved ones because no moment is guaranteed, right? You can blink your eye and then everything can get turned upside down, and you just pray that your parents position you so that you can be strong enough to like, withstand and like endure some of these things. Because if you're not ready, it will fuck your mind over. Like you will be like, it will really mess you up, right? So you just have to, do your best to be grateful for your loved ones as best you can. Try to maximize the time you have with them. This is why I really try not to encourage people to like trade time for money. I don't encourage people to like go to a job that they don't enjoy every day. Like, why would you spend most of your life doing something that you don't enjoy doing when you can't even enjoy it, the rewards of it? Don't get me started on all of that because I'll launch into this whole philosophy. And I don't know if it means anything. It's just a philosophy. And it's kind of dangerous because it can kind of lead to like lack, but it's true to like, it's something that I feel is true to me, and so I'm just like, okay, I'd be willing to bite that bullet. Go ahead. I'd be willing. Yes. You good.
Sorry for interrupting. I just had a question. So is this separate from the final or next week?
This is in preparation for the final, so I'm just trying to draw out as many concepts and go over as many concepts. I'm just using this exam to kind of draw preparation for the final. The final is going to become available this upcoming Sunday, and it'll be due. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, I was just confused. Sorry about that.
All right, so for this function, find the zeros, right? Again, it's already factored for us. So the zeros are 7 and negative 9. So 7, comma, negative 9. Find the multiplicity of 7, which is going to be 3. Oh, this thing. 3. Hit tab. For -9, the multiplicity is going to be 2. So for the 7 having an odd multiplicity, that means it's going to cross the x-axis. For the 9 having an even multiplicity, that means it's going to bounce. So touch and turn around. Is that it? Nope. Maximum number of turning points, okay? So if you think about like y equals x squared, we have at most 1 turning point. When y is x cubed, we have at most 2 turning points, right? So your max number of turning points is going to be n minus 1, right? So if you think about the degree of your polynomial, minus 1. So the degree here, if we were to expand this all the way out, we would have an x cubed term times an x squared term, which is going to give us an x to the power of 5 term. So that means that we have at most 4 turning points, all right? So the maximum number of turning points on the graph is 4. Okay, we're not guaranteed all 4, but we should not have more than 4 in this case. Okay, what's the time? 2:32. I do like that the exam changes, because like that way every time I go through it, it's different. I'm not like doing the same thing like 4 different times. Okay, for this function, so that makes me think and it keeps me sharp and on my toes. Let me see, describe the end behavior. So the long-term behavior, we look at the power, right? The leading term test. The leading term in this case is x to the 4, right? So because the leading coefficient is positive, that means the right-hand side goes up. Because the degree of the polynomial is even, that means the other side does the exact same thing. So in the long-term behavior, it should go up to the right and up to the left. So it rises to the left and it rises to the right as in B. Okay. So then, okay, these all rise. Let's see, it should. So it shouldn't be that one. Let me think. Because it should pass through the origin. Let me see. If we factor this, we would have x squared times x squared minus 1. So plus or minus 1. So 0 and plus or minus 1. It's either, I'm thinking either A or D. Let's see if I expand it. I'm gonna go with A, because our x-intercepts, we have, if we were to factor this all the way out, we would have x squared times x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? So that plus or minus 1, it should cross, and the 0, it should bounce, right? So I'm gonna go with A. I think that's the only one that's behaving properly. Okay. 234. We'll do a couple more. Sketch the following polynomial function using the 4-step process. So the long in-graph behavior, if we were to expand this out, we would have x to the power of 4. The leading coefficient is positive, so that means we would go up to the right. The degree of the polynomial is even, so the other side does the exact same, so we're going to go up to the left. The y-intercept, so we said if we were to set x to 0, it would all collapse to 0. Okay. The zeros in this case are 0, -3, and 4. So we're going to say 0, -3, and 4. The multiplicity of the 0 located to the far left, so for the -3 is odd, it's just 1. Okay. I'm going to put 1 there. So the middle one is going to be the 0, which is squared, so that multiplicity is 2. And then that one is a 1. What's the value of y when x is 3? Let's see, there's a negative, that's a 6, so it's -6. 9 times 6 is going to be a -54. That's negative. That's positive. That's positive. 9, 54. Yeah, negative 54, right? Should open up. Okay. So degree 4, and we said up to the right and up to the left. The only one that goes up to the right and up to the left is A. Okay. All right. This will be the last one. I'm gonna just make this the last one. Describe the end behavior of the graph. If we expand it out, you're gonna have power of 4 with a positive leading coefficient. So up to the right and up to the left. Rises to the left and rises to the right, okay? So degree 4 rises to the right and rises to the left. It should be D. Let me see. One of our zeros is 3, it bounces. At -2, it crosses. And at 4, wait a minute. Oh, no, it's not D. I'm glad I checked it. So at -2, it crosses. At 3, it bounces. And then at 4, it crosses, right? Okay, so let's go with B. Yeah, we almost got that one wrong. Okay, I think I'm done. So we did what? We did a good amount. Ooh, synthetic division. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I'll do this one. This will be the last one. So let me get a copy. I'm gonna go from here. You can go up here. Okay, this will be the last one for the day. Let's paste. Okay. Okay, so when we're doing synthetic division, our 0 goes in the chair. In this case, the 0 is going to be 3. Then we want the coefficients, and we have to make sure that every power is accounted for. So all the powers are there. So we just write our coefficients: 3, 3, -1, and 3. All right. The first one just comes down. Diagonal, we multiply, which is 9. Vertically, we add, which is 12, 36, 35. 90 plus 15 is 105. And 108. Okay. Since we started with a degree 3, at this point we're at degree 2. Okay, and this is our remainder. Okay. (3x² plus 12x plus 35). 3x², nope. Plus 12x plus 35. So I think we had a remainder of 108. Okay, let's go with it. We did pretty good. We got through just about the entire test, all right? Submit the test. Submit the test. Okay, I think we got them all correct. All right, guys. All right. Did you guys have any questions for me? So while you think about that, I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of this available, send it to Box. 122, Algebra 1, updated daily. Do the one from this morning? Yes. It's in there, send the Box. Okay, so when this bar finishes loading, you'll get a copy. Again, I'm proud of you guys, okay? So not that, you know, you don't need my approval or anything. I'm just saying, you know, because it's not easy to do a remote class. You have to, it's all on you, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to show up. it's very easy to not show up when you're like comfortable wherever you are. You know, you had to devise the plan and execute. It's not a small feat, you know, no matter how you got through it. As long as you get through it and you learn something and you grow, you know, and you're able to position yourself for success, right? So that was my intent. I just wanted you to grow, keep moving, position yourself for success, learn something. Okay, guys. It's been great. I wish everyone the best. I will be available. I'm here to support you, and good luck with everything. Okay, guys, take care. Peace. From one beautiful mind to another, take care.